This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So welcome guys. Thanks for joining and to see how this session goes. Let me give a brief introduction about me so that you guys can really be aware of who am I and what am I doing here. So 7th batch from the external part, external alignment. From the internal training, we always do this as a part of our profession. So we will be having in-house potentialities here and there. Okay. This is in short about me and let's get into the introductory area today. So when we say SAC product, the main thing which you guys are really okay. Any queries before I get along to that technical part? Anything to get clarified from me? Okay, I feel I couldn't hear anything. So feel free to interrupt whenever you guys have some queries, and I'll always happy to respond you then and there rather than piling up at the end. And every session will be recorded, and I will be sharing you the recorded version. And I will connect with everyone individually, and we will check for this session. And server part we will discuss on that. Okay, fine. Now, when we say SAC, it's a product which is bit new. I would say it's been rapidly being used for about 2 years, but unfortunately, more clients are not getting this exposure to have this product. And I think Pawan is the person in here who have that exposure in SAC. Maybe his client is trying to use this tool, and that's also a rare chance which people get because multiple people may not be able to see how that product looks like, right? That's the current pathetic situation. Many people are not even aware of what this tool is for or what it is being used for. And when we see this, we always consider this as a new generation tool. It's a cloud based one, and you can explore your data. So we are more into data side here. You can perform any kind of visualization, you can do multiple planning part, any kind of financial plans, or if I want to do any kind of predictive forecasting, I'd be able to do with this tool. And this is a single stop of solution for you to cop up with your end-to-end analytical requirements. And you have your planning phase or predictive analytics or your business intelligence, so everything is being encompassed, just like the way we have our S4 HANA from the transactional perspective, where we are trying to merge our complete functional systems like PP, SD, FI, and all those things. We are trying to merge this, and we are trying to come up with a single product called S4 HANA. Similarly, what we are trying to do from the analytical side, we are trying to merge, or we are trying to bring all our analytical tools like our web designer or excel sheets dashboards or webby reports or Lumira, or even in Lumira you have Lumira designer, or you have multiple analytical tools, whatever has been existing. We are trying to make sure the complete functionalities is being added in one product called SEC, and that is the main reason we are making this product into a common among the public, so that people can start using a single product rather than going along with other products. So when we progress further in these topics, we would be having a look on the differentiation between the different analytical products that we have in place, and we will be exploring more on that. Okay. And any of you have any chance to work on any kind of analytical products? uh, any kind of analytical products, it can be anything. Anyone have that kind of experience?
Yes,
Yes,
you
no,
mean to say
no one?
like something like maybe or something like that?
Yes, it can be your Webby reports or Lumira reports or your analysis
Yeah,
office, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We have done small
Hmm.
few things on maybe and Lumira reports also, for the
Webby and
POCs
Lumira.
or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe Bix should be a common one,
using
right? You
discovery.
guys should have used Bix.
Yeah,
I don't.
back end as hello.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, as a backend as a universe. On top of that,
Hmm.
we have developed some dashboards also.
Okay, okay, fine. The reason why I asked you is like when we look upon the overall part, we have the four different BA layers. Like we have a data discovery section where we will be focusing on our business objects or your Lumira or your Rome BI. So you have some analytical tools. When I say business objects, it's mostly on the business objects explorer and business objects analysis for OLAP. And from the dashboarding part, we have again business objects design studio or business objects dashboards or BEX VAT web application designer, right? And you have your BEX analyzer, and all these products, whatever has been existing right now, will be converged into a single product called your SEC. And if you see, you will be having your Lumira product, which is almost similar to the functionalities that you get from your business objects dashboards and business objects design studio. But we will be bringing Lumira also to sunset, and I cannot give you the exact year, maybe max 2 years. Your Lumira designer and discovery will be under sunset. If you see right now, whatever functionalities that you have in your Lumira discovery is being replicated in your SAC, but there is few functionalities which exist in your Lumira designer which is not existing in your SAC. But we are trying to upgrade, or the product is already live, we call it as SAC designer. So we have some kind of designer functionality within your SAC that is being embedded, so that you can do more rather than the ones which we are doing from the discovery section. So this is in short about the multiple analytical convergence that is going to happen with our SAC product. Okay, and from the development part, this application is built on your SAP Cloud Platform, and if you want any kind of data sources, either it can be your HANA or BW or your S4 HANA sources. Maybe these are from the SAP specific sources. When we talk from our non-SAP specific sources, I would say like you have your Google Drive or your any kind of flat files, or if you have your SQL server or any CSV files. So whatever it may be, any kind of sources, you will be able to connect all those sources into this product, and it is being compatible with different varieties of sources. So we don't want to consider just SAP sources, or we don't want to consider restricted sources. This has been open to all. That is also one of the major features why we are having our SAC product. Okay, this is in short about the overview part or from the introductory part. When we look into a further deeper part, what I am trying to show you here is something that shows you like your SAC can do multiple activities. Like if I want to do a data discovery, anyhow we will focus one by one. So that is our unit. So every unit, the one unit will be focusing on the story designing, in one unit will be focusing on our data discovery, in another unit on planning, or another unit on the predictive scenarios and all those things. So I'll be taking one by one and we'll be looking into it. So all these are the additional capabilities that we have in our SAC, and everything has been merged into a single cloud-based platform. So we have this digital boardroom and analytics hub. Of course mobile is fine, which is a common one. So we will be focusing on this digital boardroom also, plus this analytics hub. So this is also a part of our unit which will be focusing as we progress. And the major concept here is something on this story part. So when you see here, our SEC is strictly focused on our stories and models. So models and stories are the key innovative features or the enhancement or the functionalities where people are really interested in having this product. And these two are the major one which you guys may be technically doing when you have a chance to work in your projects. So this is something which we'll be covering as we progress in our unit. Okay, It's an overview, or it's a kind of a block diagram for you to again see the different capabilities that we have in our SAC. So we call SAC as a SaaS platform. So any of you are hearing this word for the first time? SaaS. We have yes, yes, but we call it as SaaS. Any idea? Anyone can tell me what is that SaaS? No one? Yes, yes. IaaS, PaaS. These are the three different cloud concepts that we have in place. No one have heard about it? Okay,
Something like software or some service.
come again. What is it?
Something expansion is something like software as a service or something like that, right?
Yes,
Platform
exactly.
as a
Right.
infrastructure.
Yes. So SaaS is just like we have multiple softwares or any kind of software products that is being delivered to you as a service. So if I
Uh,
could, yeah.
okay, basically it's kind of a like tool for statistical analysis, or you can say like
Hmm.
advanced analysis, some business intelligence. I think that's. Am I correct, Satish?
Uh, Not exactly. Let me rephrase it with a generic example. So we have our uh, your Amazon Prime or Netflix. So these are the different apps which we use, right? So we can
Yes.
consider such kind of products as SaaS model, because these are a product which is being accessible through your internet, right? At the same time, you will be having a pricing model also, and you just pay for that particular purpose or whatever you're going to use, and you are going and accessing the software solutions that is being developed by the developer through your internet. And before SaaS, what people were doing was like people were procuring, or they were trying to purchase a physical version of that platform, and which really required an installation. But now I don't want to do that kind of installation. Instead, what I do here, I have the software solutions over the internet, where rather than downloading it and placing it in your computer, you just access it. For example, we have our PDF to Word converter or Excel to PPT converter, whatever it may be, right? Long backward, if you could see 5 years back, people used to download a software to do all these conversions. Now you have in a form of an online model where you just do this online and you get your output. So this is what we call as a software as a service. And similarly, we have IaaS, PaaS. So even you should remember, or you should understand about these three models, because of when we learn SEC, it's not that we are just going to learn the actual product, right? Because this is a collection of multiple flavors. So you should be having some kind of awareness in HANA, which we will be doing through during our session. At the same time, you should be having some kind of awareness on our cloud models and on-premise. What is the difference between hybrid cloud and on-premise? And what are the different analytical tools that we have, and what is the unique functionality or speciality of these tools, and why are we merging all in one shot? Why we expect such kind of knowledge is like, the thing is like, you are not going to stop with this learning. You have to share your learning, and especially we are learning something that is of huge demand, plus the supply is very low. So you may not be able to keep this learning with you, whether you are going to get that 50% knowledge or 40% knowledge. That will be a default responsibility for you guys to share this. So we need to deliver it in a proper manner where we can give that complete concepts end-to-end coverage. So in that case, we expect some kind of knowledge on all these flavors. Either it is from your analytics side, or it is from your cloud based perspective, or it is from any database side, or even the non SAP sources, something on your Azure or Amazon, I mean to say AWS, or you have your cloud drives, right? You should be having some bits and bits and here and there, because SAC can have any kind of sources. I may come up with AWS as my source, and I will be having some kind of information being loaded in the cloud hosting in my AWS, and I may need SAC to get that kind of a source to have the data. So what will you do? So you should be having that fundamentals on what initial part I need to do on those sections. So it's a collection of multiple domains which you need to learn here. And coming back to the previous question, we just told software as a service, right? Similarly, you have PaaS and IaaS. So any idea what are those both? IaaS and PaaS? At least the abbreviation?
Yeah, PaaS is a
Hmm.
cloud-based platform. So
Mhm.
it's a cloud is came up with the
Uh,
technology like PaaS.
Mm,
I-
all three
So
are
IAS,
same.
PaaS is platform as a service, and IaaS is infrastructure as a service.
Infrastructure as a service. Good. Yes. So if you want it bit more clear, when let's talk one by one. See, IaaS is infrastructure as a service, where we are going to get the services on our storage part or on our networking part and all those things. Again, the delivery is over our internet, and from the cost perspective, maintenance is being not under our end. So we will be taking care only of the initial section. The best example which we can have is your racks, or you have our GCE, Google Compute Engine, so which is considered as our best example here. And we will be managing only our operating system, the data, and the OS part or the applications part. So in this IaaS, your servers, storage, networking, and all those things will not be under our control. The vendor manages it, and they provide this infrastructure as a service for them, and we pay for that. So when I say platform as a service, they are bit more than this IaaS. So in platform as a service, we are going to get server, storage, networking, plus your operating system and the middleware components. So for this platform as a service, again, I would say your the best example can be your uh, Microsoft Azure, or even your AWS. They are considered as a platform as a service, because you just manage the data and the applications, and the other environments are being managed by that vendor. So you're going to get that platform where you just host your data. The third one is your SaaS or SaaS, where you are not controlling anything here, because even the data is being controlled by the vendor, just like the way our Hotstar or Amazon Prime, right? So you don't control the data. The vendor manages everything: application, data, server, storage, operating system, and all those things. And in this way, if you could see, the benefit that you have in your SaaS is like, I am not going to manage anything. So I don't want to do any kind of installation, or I don't want to run any kind of software on my computer. Everything is available on internet. You can easily access this software through any kind of device. So whatever I'm telling right now is suitable for your SAC also. All these functionalities are correlated with your SAC, because SAC is also again a SaaS platform, right? And the main key advantage here is that payment part. So because most of the SAC providers are giving you a subscription model, so you know exactly like how much it will cost and what is the budget, and based on that you can plan and you can use this. So this is in short about your SaaS. Okay, any queries? Okay, Now all these capabilities, whatever I just told, is being combined here into a single offering in the form of a complete true cloud product, and that is what we have in the name of SAC. And again, we have multiple licensing options here. So the licensing options is bit completely different, and based on that, the functionalities may also vary. As you can see in this slide, your SAC is having an ability to connect to your cloud data sources as well as to your on-premise data sources, right? So we will be getting into more details in both part, the data source part, in our forthcoming chapter and the forthcoming unit. Okay. Now on the top of these analytical capabilities, what you could see here is like you have three different experiences for our customers or the consumers of our content. One is your digital boardroom, and the second one is your analytics hub, and the third one is your mobile experience, right? So when I say digital boardroom, so this digital, have you heard about digital boardroom? Anyone? Digital
No, sir.
boardroom? No?
Yes,
Okay.
Satish.
Yes. Can you share
Uh,
something on that if you have
uh,
something to share?
don't know much, but it's kind of a collection of a dashboards or some like dynamic reports.
Collection of reports. Not
Dashboards.
exactly. Not only related to dashboard. See, anyhow, we have a dedicated topic on digital boardroom also where we'll be learning something more. But just to tell you here, see, your digital boardroom is something that provides your management, especially top level management, with a complete exposure and experience to utilize, so to leverage the content. It's not only dashboard, any kind of content from your SAC, where you will be having some large touch screens in your digital boardroom, and you can establish a collaborative environment. We call it as a collaboration. So this is again a unique feature in SAC. We have a dedicated unit where we talk about this collaboration. So this kind of collaboration environment is being established, and this is really useful and helpful for the top level executive managements meeting, hmm, where they can use the live and interactive analytic content in a clear, visible manner. And this is purely used for the top level management, and we have something to learn there also. There is a unit where we'll be focusing on this digital boardroom section. Okay. And when we talk about this analytics hub, so this analytics hub is something that plays a crucial role in your hybrid analytics. So again, if you say hybrid analytics, what happens here is like the customers need an option where they can access their analytics content or analytics based content in a easy manner, and they can establish a single point of access, whether it is your cloud based analytics or whether that is your on premise based analytics, so whatever it may be. So I'm going to have a hub which encompasses all these sources, and me being a customer, I will be having a simplified access to complete content. So that is what we call as SAP Analytics Hub. So maybe if in case there are some interviews, or if you guys are planning for any certifications, there all these information may be useful, because all these are the different capabilities or different experiences that you have from our SAC perspective. So interviews and certifications may help you with this kind of knowledge. And the mobile experience, or I would say SAC mobile, so you get the access to your SAC content on your smartphone or your laptops or tablets, whatever it may be, where you can interact with your analytic content using your mobile devices. So this is something very unique and which is really required in this current market. Anything which is not compatible with your smartphones or mobile phones, people may be restricting in using that device. So in that case, we are really supposed to have all those features. Okay. So these are the three different experiences that you can get from your SAC. And this collaboration feature, which is something we have to focus more on that. We have a dedicated unit where I'll be talking about this alerting mechanism and the notification features that we have in our SAC, which will make sure the business users are on touch with each other whenever they're trying to execute the task. Okay. And just to add on this digital boardroom, see, let me give you a generic comparison here. So in the past, what happened was like, not sure how many of you guys had a chance to experience the board meetings, or at least had a chance to see how the board meeting will happen. So me personally, been in few board meetings. What I can tell you here is like, we were having these meetings where we used to deliver our reports through laptops, and long back, even without laptops, people were using the files and papers, right? Now with these different versions in our reality, and it may be very difficult for the decision makers to arrive at a proper decision in a quick manner if in case we have such kind of scenarios. Now with our digital boardroom, what happened, we made a strong revolutionism in our board meetings. So I can say that as a next generation presentation platform, where you are going to visualize your data and you are going to plan ahead in your real time environment. That means you will be having multiple screens on simultaneous phases, and you'll be trying to access all these multiple screens simultaneously, and you'll be able to get the data and the information from different sources in one shot. So due to that, multiple people can work together using a same data set or using a single data set, and that will really create uh, one version of reality or a single source of truth to make the best decision. And this was a unique feature that our digital boardroom had given to us. So anyhow, we'll be talking more on this. Let me, any queries? Let me park here. Any queries so far? All clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Let me ask you a question then. Uh, we were talking about the stories and models, right? So, what is a model or what is a story? Like, any thoughts or any guess?
I can say a story is putting
Hmm.
all your visualization into one dashboard or something. Just like in Looker,
Okay.
you compose everything in one dashboard.
Okay. And what about models?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Uh, Models maybe that like your arrangement of data, or you can
Hmm.
say formatting or fetching of a
Hmm.
data in a particular format. And a story might be like how do you want to visualize it and how do you want to perform an analysis on it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Good.
Satish, story is a combination of multiple models or a single or multiple models where
Correct.
models one model
Hmm.
can be created on one composite provider
Hmm.
or one business query, and whereas a story can consume all these different data from different composite providers and different queries
Hmm.
in the form of models.
Correct. Yeah. That's a exact answer for this. Good. And well tried from others also. And maybe let me also reiterate in different terminology here. I would say model is the basis for any kind of analysis that you need to do in your SAC. And you can create a planning model, or you can create an analytical model based on your data sources. It can be cloud or on-premise. So apart from creating a SAC model, I would say uh, the business analysts or the financial professionals are more focused on having a planning model. So we have analytic model and planning model, right? So this planning model is mainly to analyze your data and to collaborate in such a way that you can do some kind of forecasting part, or you can do some prediction part, and mostly your BAs and financial professionals may be engaged with that model. But whatever it may be, after creating all these models, you guys will be sharing it with multiple users in your firm or in your organization. So before sharing, you will be setting up some kind of access privileges for the users according to their level of authorization that they really need to have. And you have some feature in which you can enable the data auditing also. But with the help of your SAC's analytical capabilities, what you can do here is, like, as a user, you can discover the hidden traits in this data, and you can predict the likely outcome, almost like 90% of fair outcome. And that is something where through which you have an ability to uncover or to look out for the potential risk and the hidden opportunities that you have in this platform. So this is in short about the models. But once you have created a model and once you're done with setting up the appropriate security for it, on top of that, you will be going ahead and creating stories. So when I say stories, the stories will be created, but the underlying model data will be explored and visualized through stories with different types of charts, geomaps, or tables. So we have a unit where we'll be focusing on this model creation and the story part. Also, we will be having a dedicated topic where we'll be looking on the story extension and the analysis of data and the connections for every sources whatever we have. Okay, so this is something which I have to say about your story. And you will be having multiple range of charts which you can add into your story pages. So for that, we always expect some kind of a design thinking mentality or a lateral thinking mentality, where this is something which you guys will get this skill through practice and through experience. The range of charts, or what kind of charts I can use it, or how can I explore and visualize the data. And you have an intelligent charting feature within your SAC. The reason why I say that charting feature is intelligent is SAC proposes an ideal chart type based on the data relationships that is been existing. So this is again a unique feature that you have in your SAC, a intelligent charting feature. And in your story pages, you have an option where you can link the dimensions to the present data from multiple sources. Again, this is also an additional feature that you have in your SAC. So you also can add some reference lines, you can apply filters, you can drill down the data on the fly, you can interactively drag and drop the page objects. So you have multiple features and functionalities which we'll be looking and we'll be doing as we progress. So all these are the different activities that you guys can do with your models and stories. And we have some administrative features or security features where we'll be able to create some users and set up a team, or you can create some new roles with different access privileges, and you can assign them to a set of group of users, and you can even monitor the usage of an application. Or you, in the recent one, we have this export utility and import utility. So through this export and import utility, you will be able to deploy your application contents in a quick manner. So these are the activities which you can really do with this product. And this is in short about the multiple features and functionalities that you have here. So this is about the overall part, and let's go into the analytics hub here. So we just saw about this hybrid analytics. So would any of you would like to share something on what this hybrid analytics as per your understanding? Hybrid analytics.
Data is coming from multiple sources. For example,
Mhm, mhm,
S4, flat file, cloud. It is a and all this combination of data is we are fetching into
mm,
SAP.
yes. So when I say hybrid analytics, of course, your SAC is trying to bring up this kind of hybrid analytics where you are going to work together with multiple data sources, and that's a key initiative with which your SACs have tried to get along with the hybrid era. And what we can see here is like apart from your sources, it can be either your on-premise or cloud sources. So that is also one of the beautiful functionality that we have here, because we can have the data sources anywhere. It's not restricted within the on-premise, or it is not restricted within the cloud. So we have that kind of relationships here. So when we say, or when we consider this hybrid analytics, this concept is going to play a crucial role for the customers whenever they are planning for a transition to their cloud-based analytics platform. And that's what, if you could see in this slide, you could see here like how your analytics hub is going to play a crucial role by delivering you the ability or the potentiality to provide the complete set of consumers and users with a single point of entry for your cloud-based analytics as well as your on-premise analytic content. And of course, by the way, you guys, everyone are aware of this cloud, on-premise, and hybrid? Anyone hearing it for the first time? If so, I can explain, or else I can ignore that. All are aware of these three
Please
one
explain
models?
on those.
Sorry, Roshan, can you repeat?
Can you please explain on those things also?
Okay.
Cloud and
See, yeah. So when we talk about cloud, on-premise, and hybrid, from the name you guys can understand, or from the block diagram itself you can understand. So on-premise is nothing but we are going to have a physical location for our servers, and we manage it. We are going to spend for maintenance, for installation, for patching, for licensing, for everything. So we own this. So if there is any kind of issues from the hardware perspective or from the software perspective, whatever it may be, we are going to own it. So when I say we, the client or the team who is going to have an on-premise server, so that particular client is going to manage this on-premise system. When we talk about cloud, we are not going to consider where can I store my server, or I don't want to purchase any hardware part. I don't want to take care of this maintenance cost. I am least bothered about this hardware, and main focus would be on the availability part. Can I access this server in a proper time period, and am I not having any kind of issues when I'm trying to access the server? So it's not only with our SAC, it can be any kind of sources. Overall, from the SAP perspective or from our non-SAP perspective, whatever it may be, this cloud is a common one. So we have our vendors like we have Google or Microsoft, Amazon. They have their own cloud providers. So if you see, Amazon is giving you AWS, Amazon Web Service. You have your Microsoft giving you Azure. Even we have SAP who gives you SAP Cloud Platform, and we have our IBM with Bluemix. We have our Google with the Google Cloud Platform. And recently, if you could see, again, we had a internal collaboration with Alibaba. I hope you people should be aware of the Chinese online market guys. So we had a direct alignment with Alibaba, And what happened, like they are also coming up with a cloud platform called SAP Alibaba Cloud Platform. And even in 2019 TechEd, we had our CFO of Alibaba who visited the Bangalore hub, and our SAP VP and Alibaba CFO had a joint connect, and both of them delivered a speech on our TechEd 2019. So that was a chief guest speaker notes from him. So what we were planning was to merge with SAP, and we are trying to enhance this cloud focus more. The reason is like Amazon and Microsoft are far ahead from us, and we have to withhold this kind of competition, and we need to make sure we are on par. So that is something that we are doing strategically and from the business side. So this is in short about this cloud part. So we don't in general, when I compare to on-premise, as a customer, if I am a customer, I don't want to care about where is my server located, or what is the maintenance part, or whether it is going to hamper my service or all those, because they takes care of that. We are least bothered, we just pay them. And again, we have the subscription based models in cloud. So you say it as pay as you go. So you just subscribe for a service, and if you are not using that service, you just don't pay for it, and you are not using it, just like the way we have our subscription model in our recent try regulation, right? Even when I'm going to purchase a channel, whatever channel I'm really going to see, I pay for that channel, I get a package, and I'm not going to pay for the channel which I am not interested in seeing, right? Similar to that, a subscription based model has been available. And if I want to upgrade or downgrade my hardware, very flexible, and it's completely easy. Let me give you a practical example. I have my SAP system. You can consider SAC also, or you can consider your HANA, which can be a best example. So I have my HANA, and I am a retail customer. So my sales may not be common every month. My sales may be on peak during my Christmas New Year sale, and during that period the transactions may be heavy, and I may require upgraded RAM. Especially in HANA, we need upgraded RAM so that I can have performance optimization in a quick manner. So what will I do? If in case I'm using an on-premise, I need to purchase the RAM on advance. I need to do all the setup, and I have to spend some cost for that purchasing, and that's a one-time cost, because once I have procured it, though I am using it or I'm not using it, remains there. I cannot downgrade it. So maintenance cost is there, and multiple additional hidden costs will also be included. But when you look upon this cloud part, here what will happen is like I am procuring the vendor. I mean, I'm going to connect with my vendor, and I'm just going to intimate them like, for this 2 to 3 months I need an upgraded RAM, or from 500 GB I may need it to 1 TB, and I just get my hardware upgraded for 2 months, and I just pay for those 2 months. So later what happens, after my peak sales is done, I'm okay with my previous version of the RAM. So I just inform them you can downgrade the size. So I just pay for the remaining months for that 500 GB of usage. So for that 2 months, I pay for that 1 TB of usage. So immediately in mid, if I get some kind of additional emergency, it's not only for RAM, even the CPU cores, number of cores in the CPU, or if I want to upgrade my processor pass speed, whatever it may be. So I can do it in a crisp and very fast pace. So this is the difference between your on-premise and cloud is really beneficial for us. So when I say hybrid, it's a combination of both. I have some clients who use a hybrid network where they may be having the on-premise part for non-production, and for the production environment they may be having this cloud model. It may be also the other way around. So this is in short about the difference between on-premise, cloud, and hybrid. We have this public cloud, private cloud here, which we'll be focusing in our forthcoming unit. So I'm not going deep into this cloud model, because this is what we really need to focus in SAC, since it's a cloud platform. But since you came up with this query, I just responded. Any doubts here? So this is the differentiation between our on-premise, cloud, and hybrid. So let me quickly say short part in this analytics hub, and we will shut down for the day. So in one word, I would say your analytics hub is a single element of the overall hybrid analytics approach. And we will be revisiting on the same topic as we progress further when we go into more details, and if you are focusing on how we are going to integrate our SAC with your on-premise BA products and BA content, or if I want to leverage my existing universes to establish the connectivity and the option to connect to your SAC models via you have a product called SAP Analysis for Microsoft Office. So when we look upon those options, we may be focusing more on this analytics hub, so which will be progressing further, and we'll be getting some kind of a brief overview in that section. Okay. So this is what I have to cover in today's topic. So I have something more to explain, but this is going bit deep into the part. So we are just doing that introduction, right? Because reports and data part is the core part which we are going to focus in our product. So that is the main target behind this, and we will be taking section by section, unit by unit, where we will be focusing one by one. If I want to say the overview, what we'll be doing is like we will be starting right from the initial configuration, then we will get along the data sources part, then on the data connection part, then on the models where we'll be focusing on our data model, planning model, then we get into the stories where we'll be focusing on the charts, reports and dashboards and all those things, how to create story creation, how to extend the story, and then we'll look on the way we analyze the data. Once everything has been designed, how can you do this data analysis, and finally how can you collaborate it, how can you publish it to other users, so collaboration feature. And at the end, a small section on this administration part from the SAC. So this is the overall agenda for our course. And since it was a day one, what I did was like I just sprinkled the core components and the concepts in SAC. Maybe I would have gone bit deeper here and there, but it doesn't mean like we are parking each unit. So every unit, whatever we spoke today, we will take one by one and we will do a end-to-end coverage there. So maybe at that point of time you may be getting more clarity. So this was just to give you a vague analysis and idea of what exactly this product, what is this used for, and what are we going to do in this session.
Okay. So one more question, like what will be the requirement, like from client side, what they will be expecting from SAC consultant?
Okay, so when I say from the SAC consultant, it differs from the client to client. As I told you, like we have more analytical oriented activities, especially the way we are going to come up with some story extensions, or the way with which we are going to design some models. So it can be any kind of activity that can be expected. So we may come up with a new role called SAC admin, not now, in the future, just like the way we have BO admin or HANA admin, we may come up with the SAC admin role. But right now, everything is being encompassed in a single unit, I mean, single course. So we will be learning something on SAC administration also here. So at one point of time, if people are more expert, or people who have that passion in doing that admin related activities, maybe like the basis consultants or the HANA admins, so they may get along into the SAC administration side. So which is something which we'll be discussing at the A unit number 9 as per our agenda. And the people who are more working on this analytics side, they may be doing this story creation or model development, and extending their activities into an analytical space where they can come up with more reports and dashboards. So those analytical areas they may fit. And we have people who may not be in analytic, or who may not be in admin area, but they may be having that passion to do a lateral thinking or to do a design thinking. They may come up with this data analysis section in SAC, where the developers come up with the stories and charts. So the way we analyze it, where the way we interpret the data, right? So that kind of a role is getting into the collaborators who is going to interpret, analyze and publish the data to the wider audience. So that is another feature which can come in place. And the core part, the connection setup. I have multiple sources, multiple connections. So how am I going to do those section, the introduction, the introductory area, right? So again, that can be also a kind of task. So in short, I would say the task is not being written only for admins or for developers. Even the top level management may be interested into that digital boardroom functionalities, where they may be more curious to know how to use that kind of a flavor, where how they can interpret the data from the digital boardroom. Even it's right from the low level team to the higher level management team, everyone have a role to play here. Since we don't have any discrimination at this point of time, everything is being included in one content, and maybe at later point of time when the scope is getting widened, we may have different teams and different departments. Right now any kind of activity can come on plate.